for the culture, this is more than just a phase. Feeling like tsunami, see my walls lit with the waves.
It's your boy Tsunami Timo.
Tsunami Timo.
What's poppin', Tsunami Gang? It's your boy Tsunami Timo, and I'm back at it again. Today, I want to discuss with you guys a few important tips because I try to support everybody in the wave game, and I watch other YouTubers, try to support them as well. Now, it's very difficult to make sure that you guys get the right information if I look on YouTube and then I find tons of wrong information, especially for straight hair waves. So I'm here to clarify for you guys what you need to know about straight hair waves, okay? So we already discussed the basics from start to finish. We already know that. You need a brush. You need more than one brush. You need a Durag and you need a moisturizer. Now, when you start from beginning to end, you need to cut against the grain. If you don't cut against the grain, you're wasting your time, okay? I don't know how many people I've seen tell you guys the wrong information. I've seen tons of guys mention this, and I'm like, where did they get this information from? You cannot start with the grain. I don't care what anybody tells you, that is wrong. If you start with the grain, no matter how curly your hair is, your waves are not going to turn out the way you want them to. You can have almost 3 type hair, and if you cut with the grain to begin, you're gonna have like 2 or 3 waves. So I'm telling you this because I want you to be successful in your journey, okay? So do not cut with the grain to begin. I've said this many times, but I feel like I still have to tell you again. So a lot of guys will tell you, oh, cut 4 with the grain, or cut 2 with the grain to begin, because if you're cutting it too low, you're not really brushing anything. That's so wrong, okay? You want to train your hair from the lowest length possible. If you don't do that, then start brushing mid-growth, then you've never trained your hair. What are you doing? It's a waste. I literally am telling you this for your own good. So I actually got a haircut 2 weeks ago. And I did a 3 with the grain and a 3.5 on my crown. The reason I did that is because you want to get all your hair low when you get to cut after a wolf, which is a 3 with the grain. That's what I prefer to do. Now, let's say you start with a cut that is with the grain. So let's take, for example, someone is telling you, okay, so you cut with the grain, 4 with the grain, then you brush. So now you're developing the hair that's on top, not below, okay? Then you get a cut, 3 with the grain. Or you might have to even go higher than that. You're gonna look like you have a bowl on your head. So, let's say you get a cut. Do what I recommend, okay? So you listen to them to start, but then you do what I recommend. So you started with a 4 with the grain, then you go 3.5 with the grain to cut the wolf off. You're gonna cut everything off. There's no purpose. So you didn't train the hair on the lower layer, so you're gonna mess everything up, cut everything off because you didn't train the hair on the bottom. It's very important. I'm trying to tell you guys this for your own good. So you want to train the hair on the bottom first, the lower hairs, and as they grow, you're gonna have layers of hair. That's the whole purpose of with the grain. Okay, it's not just your hair is down and you're cutting it all even. No, that's not how it works. With the grain is totally different than against the grain. When I tell you guys to start against the grain, is to make sure you get an even cut. If you start with the grain, it's a complete waste of time. And even if you think that is correct, let's say if that was correct on any planet, why would you cut with the grain? Just go against the grain at a lower length so you can get an even cut. But throw all that out the window because that's incorrect, okay? You want to start low, regardless of what length your hair will curl at, or if it curls at all. You want to start low enough so you can give your hair time to develop. And you want to brush your hair every single day. Like, brushing is key. And also, moisturizing your hair. You're going to damage your hair doing what a majority of these guys are telling you guys. I've seen people tell you to just to brush, you don't need any product. Okay, so if I don't moisturize my hair, it's going to be the most unhealthy hair you've ever seen in your life. Who does not moisturize their hair if they're putting brush work in an hour at least, okay? I try to do more than an hour, but if you're doing an hour or more of brushing and you don't put any moisturizer in your hair, good luck to you, because your hair is going to look so damaged that you're guaranteed you're probably going to quit once you see what it looks like. Another thing, when it comes to combing, a lot of you guys ask me tons of questions about combing. So I'm going to show you guys what you can do when you're combing your hair to improve your sessions. So these are tool structure combs. I've done a whole video on these. I've used these since the beginning. I think this is tool structure comb number 55 or more, simply because I use these all the time, and these little teeth break off all the time as well. So, but you can use this. This is a great comb. I love using this. But let's say you're just starting. You don't want to pull your hair out. So let's say you want to comb back. Don't use this. Please don't use this, especially if you're a beginner. You're going to comb, it's going to pull. You're going to have hair in your comb. So what I recommend, if you're just beginning, you use a comb like this, okay? The teeth are wider, right? You can comb it back and you're not going to get as much pull. And you can comb it right back down, right? That's what you want as a beginner. Now, let's say you want to break forks, right? You can ease into the session with this comb. Like, comb it back like this, right? And watch. You will feel the pull as you're doing it. Let's say I have a fork here. I'm going to comb back with this comb so I don't pull hair out. Then I'm going to use this and come back down, right? And you could do this all over your head. Now, if your waves are trained, you could do whatever with this comb, right? Boom. Comb it right back down. And you may be wondering, like, why is his hairline straight? Yeah, I get lineups all the time. And even though I just got the haircut 2 weeks ago, I still get lineups throughout my wolves. So that's what I want you guys to keep in mind when you're combing. Also, let's say you have a fork and your waves are slanted. You will have to look at where your crown is. So your crown will determine which way your waves go. So let's say your crown is over here and you're focusing on your crown while you're brushing or you're combing, right? So everything comes from the crown. So let's say you're combing, right? And the crown's over there, everything comes this way. So there's going to be a slight slant, right? So the same thing goes for a waver that has a crown centered and everything comes down. So everything's going to be a little bit straighter. Now, let's say your crown is over here. Everything's going to be slanted a little bit like this. That's all normal. My crown is over here, so that's what I'm focusing on. If your crown is over here, that's what it's going to look like. It's going to look like everything is flowing off that angle. This is not rocket science. If you put in the work, you picture how you want your pattern to look, and then you mirror brush and you mirror comb, and you put in your effort and time, should be fine. Just make sure that you follow the steps I'm giving you. There's lots of misinformation out there, and I don't want you guys to get confused, and then you're not going to be happy with how your waves look. So make sure you pay attention. Make sure you go back, look at previous videos. I have tons of them. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and drop a comment for me. Once again, I'm going to start dropping beard videos again. As you guys can see, I'm growing my beard back. Additionally, I'm going to be dropping the Rate That Waver 3. I did not drop it this week because I had asked a question on my Instagram story whether or not I should post it or drop this video with tips. So I decided to drop this based on the votes that I received. But I still will drop Rate That Waver 3 this coming up week. So probably around Wednesday or Thursday, you guys will see that. And if you still want to submit your pictures and videos for that, you can. You'll have time till Wednesday morning, probably around noon. So I'm going to cut it off at 12 p.m. So make sure you get them into me before then, and I'll include you in that video. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. I hope these tips help you. Make sure you come by next week for another video and Rate That Waver 3. And once again, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Also, if you have questions, hit me up on Instagram. It's your boy, Tsunami Timo, and I'm out.
Sauce. Whoa.